Lisette Oropesa back with us again in Pittsburgh, but the first time at Heinz Hall with
That's
Manfred
right.
Honeck and the Pittsburgh Symphony for Carmina Burana. Welcome.
That's right.
We're
Thank
delighted
you.
to have you.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Very exciting always when Carmina Burana is on stage.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite moment? What do you love?
Well, actually, my favorite moments are all the choruses. I love the part that I sing very much, but I don't come in until about 3/4 into the piece. And, the famous opening chorus of O Fortuna, even though it's the most famous part, it's not the most beautiful. There are way more exciting parts throughout the entire piece. So the chorus really owns the piece.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you're singing, because I think some people just love the ecstatic music and the gentle poetic music too, but they don't have a clue what is being sung, what the texts are all about.
Yeah, well, the texts, I think if people read through them, they'd be quite surprised because a lot of the texts are pretty exaggerated, not certainly not religious, even though it's sung in, a lot of it's sung in kind of a Latin or sometimes a language that nobody knows. It's a lot of kind of slang language. And a lot of the texts are very sexual. Some of them are violent, some of them are about drunkenness and things like that. And so my section comes as the amorous part, the loving part. So I talk about feminine desire. I describe it from a kind of telling like a parable about a young girl without a boyfriend or without a lover is very sad and basically not her full, complete self. There's a lot of conflict in the feeling of being female, in that there's kind of the sense of the chastity, the archetype of the chaste female versus the archetype of the female with a lot of desire, and how she kind of manages those feelings as a human. And finally, my last words, a very high a cappella part that's very famous, the soprano sings, where she gives herself completely to her lover. So it's a really kind of coming of age journey for the human spirit.
Pittsburgh Symphony music director Manfred Honeck is a very kind man, but he can be very tough on sopranos. So far, so good.
Right, so like Hitchcock with his blondes. I think we've never worked together before, and we so we're kind of discovering each other for the first time, and I don't take conductors or coaches' comments personally. In fact, that's part of our job, is learning to deal with basically a critique of your performance or of what you're giving, what you're doing. And if you take those things personally all the time, you're really, really sad in this business. So I just have to filter out what I can give him, try to do everything that he asks. It doesn't bother me one bit if he wants me to do something stronger or softer or a different color. I don't take offense. He did ask me for a number of different things or a number of new ideas, and I actually find it enlightening, because every conductor, that's why they conduct, because they have their interpretation of a piece and they want singers to mold to that. The more you can mold to that, the more they'll ask of you sometimes. And I always feel flattered, actually, when people ask me for a lot of things.
Have you met your colleagues, Hugh Russell and Andrey Nemzer?
Only in passing. A moment ago I met Hugh as I was coming into this room, but I don't know any of them, so I'm looking forward to hearing them. The baritone, both of the baritone and the tenor, have incredibly difficult parts to sing.
Yeah, and it's fun having a countertenor sing the swan.
Oh, is he going to sing the counter? Okay,
Yeah,
fabulous.
that's Andrey's,
Sometimes you get a tenor singing it full voice, and it sounds just incredible. And it's really hard to find tenors who can sing it. And other times you get a countertenor who sings it in a falsetto. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to hearing it. I'm so glad.